Hello everybody. We are in the pumpkin patch and that pumpkin or potential pumpkin is flowering. This happened the other day we were just on the verge of this the other day when I had to go to work, so I popped open that flower on the other one or on a different one and pollinated it myself, and it worked, but it may have worked too well and I started getting splits. So I'm going to have to investigate how to litigate that. But what we're going to do today is we are going to pollinate this one on camera. So what you want to do is use a male flower from a verified genetic. In this case, we're using the same flower, basically one of those, only it's this one, which are edible, by the way. You can eat these blossoms. We're going to take the male portion and pollinate inside here. I see there's a couple little critters in there, so we're not going to get 100% the same genetic, but we'll get real close. Chances are those bugs were in other flowers on this plant, or I do have two other plants with the same genetic. And I'm just brushing it around in there. Ideally, we would have been here right when it opened, but that's okay. I know I was out here this morning and it wasn't open, so it's been a couple hours. Chances are it opened probably 20-25 minutes ago. Now we've pollinated the inside of that, hopefully. A lot of times you could just leave this, well, we can too. We'll leave that right in there, right in the center. And then what we're going to do is we're going to close up this flower and tie it off. So I'm going to set the camera down. Okay, and I didn't bring anything to tie it with, but I grabbed a piece of grass. So we're going to high stress train this grass and turn it into a tie. We just need a rudimentary tie here, and then I'll explain what I'm kind of trying to do out here. Piece of cake. Now we'll take a good look at that pumpkin now. We're about a foot away right at the moment, and we'll come back tomorrow and see if it got any bigger. It's about 2.5 times the size of this branch here, or that leaf petiole. Alright, so we're going to make this as quick as possible. This is a mound that I built this year because we have lower ground level here and higher water table, and with the rains we've been getting lately, my pumpkin patch looks like that. Those pumpkins over there, those plants were grown by the same seeds with the same nutrients, only it's not in a mound made with my homemade potting soil. I believe there's still a video of that on there on YouTube. But it's not a use for everything. It's very airy, but it worked good for this. Now, once we have a pollinated pumpkin over here and we know it's growing, and we give it a few days to start its venture, make sure it doesn't split like that other one, we'll start picking off the other ones. And there's one there and one there, and on all these branches, there's 3 of them on this branch, 5 of them on that branch, 2 on that one, 2 on that one. We could grow a bunch of 100-pounders off of this plant, but what we want to do is we're trying to grow a close to 500-pounder. That's the potential of these seeds. Or that's the, proven general public, production. So what we're doing here is we're training it down the grass clipping road here. All these, hopefully we'll get some grass clippings under it. That is about 1 week's worth of grass clippings from this yard. It goes around to there. So we're going to fill this whole area here with this one vine. Pruning where needed. Some people will prune every other node that comes off of these, or every other runner or whatever that comes off of these. I don't know if I'll need to. I'm going to run them up the side of this fence over here. But we're going to give it a heck of a shot, See what happens. It already looks bigger from over here. Zoom in on that, baby. Let me see it. There we go. Alright, well, as usual, if you're 45 or older, talk to your doctor, get a colonoscopy. These stems or vines will either eventually be covered with dirt. They'll just kick some dirt over them, or covered with grass mulch until everything just overtakes the area. I'm going to try and train it away from my walking path for watering. That's all. Thanks, everybody. Bye.